Welcome to the construction site. Grab a hard hat, or at least a pill organizer. If you notice the lack of spontaneity on the channel lately, you're not crazy. You've been seeing pre-filmed content because, frankly, my real life has been a series of logistical fires that I've been trying to put out with a water pistol. I'm Maria, and today we're doing the deep dive in the currency of my current reality between balancing SNHU deadlines, the health hurdles, and the absolute circus of medical transport. For the last month and a half, I've been trying to get my mom in to see her specialist for cataract surgery. And every time we think we've gotten the specialist sorted out, something else would drop in our lap. And it was like, okay, what else is going to bite us in the butt? I felt like I was auditing medical portals at 2 a.m. like it was my job because medical transport kept dropping the ball. It's one thing to be a happy ninja at the pharmacy counter, but when you're rescheduling as a specialist for the third time because the van decided not to show up, that's when your temper starts to come out. Following what felt like a lifetime of phone call tag and bureaucracy nonsense, this past Thursday, March 19th, 2026, the date actually worked out. We made it. I finally got her to the specialist. A lot of you probably wonder why you don't see my mom on camera, even though she's the center of so much of my caregiving world. Here's the deal. She explicitly asked me not to appear on camera for safety reasons. In this house, we respect the boundaries. We prioritize security over content. You hear about the journey, but you don't see her face. That's non-negotiable. She has spent her life supporting my dreams. At least I can do is support her boundaries when it comes to content creating. If she doesn't want to appear on camera, I'm not going to make her. Just because you all want to see the person I'm taking care of. That is not who I am. I'm not going to show any of what people would call influencer fluff. Now, on Anna's side, her work season has just slowed down. It has become the leaky faucet at this point, just a drip, drip, drip of hours. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. She was living with a roommate, but that is finally wrapping up. The roommate is moving out before April 1st of 2026. Once that transition happens and the dust settles, you can expect her presence to ramp up a lot more. We're almost through the bottleneck. Between all this, I'm still chasing the BA in my creative writing and SNHU. Balancing the plot arcs with medical charts is a proxy I've lived with since 1987. I'm tired, and you're probably tired just listening to this. But still, we're still here. Thanks for sticking around for the pre-film stuff. It kept the lights on while I was still in the trenches. Now that the March 19th hurdle is behind us, we can keep some variety. Stay bold, stay tactical. I'll see you the next time around. Ever felt like your world is about to explode, even though you've done everything right, and everything just gets thrown at you like a bunch of oranges, even though you didn't ask for the oranges? Or in some cases, you've heard the saying, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. My grandpa used to say, if life gives you lemons, put them in the freezer, freeze them, and throw them back as hard as you can. And see what life makes of the lemons. Because that's what it felt up until the 19th. Every time Medical Transport would drop the ball when it came to the coming to get my mom for her specialist appointment for her eyes. Like, every time we'd get the appointment scheduled and then make the ride transportation, it's like one ball would drop and no one else would pick it up. It was like, whose hand was whose? Who dropped the ball where? And whose turn was it to go pick up the ball? It was like, who am I supposed to call to fix this mess? It was so mind-numbing that I just wanted to scream into the void. It's like every Monday that I tried to schedule the specialist, the Medical Transport would just screw it up. Now, the first two times I could understand. The weather where we're at just blew through the area. And none of the medical transports wanted to send their drivers out where there was ice. And that I understood. But one medical company said that they declined the ride, but on the portal website, it said that they accepted it. But when I called the carrying company that handles all the people in my state, said that they accepted. And my mom and I sat out there for an hour waiting for the ride company. And they never showed. So I called them and it was a whole bloody nightmare. And then I had to call the specialist and reschedule again. It was like, I mean, how many stupidities do I have to go through just to get her in to the specialist? Just to get approved for the surgery she needs. It was like, can I just throw spaghetti at the wall and see which one of the idiots I can hit with the batch of spaghetti? Just get a clear answer. Because it was driving me up the wall. It was like, ugh. Because it was really affecting my work. And if you're a caregiver, you understand that you spend a lot of time trying to balance being both a caregiver, probably working, and if you're a student, it's not easy. And if you have your own health issues, it's not as easy as it looks. And that's the raw, honest truth. People that pretend to have it all together, they don't. That's one of the reasons we started, me and Anna started Ash and Oak Press, to show the raw, unfiltered life as people with with problems, managing full-time work, caregiving responsibilities, and student life and caregiving duties, while also chasing our dreams. You may like or dislike our channels. I frankly don't care anymore. We're Switzerland. I think one of the hardest parts of also trying to juggle, in the midst of trying to get my mom into that specialist, was also trying to budget. I guess this is where the HB90 program that I took in 2019 by Sarah Cannon really saved my butt. Because I had to really use the time blocks that she uses just to make sure I didn't lose my mind. That was the only way I was able to keep up with everything that was thrown at me. That was everything thrown at me was driving my squirrel nuts. And when you're a student, even if your deadlines are flexible and you have ADHD, that squirrel gets you into a mess of trouble. And even if you have understanding teachers or professors, it's not easy. Because sometimes those professors, after a while, even teachers, can give you, don't feel, as one would say, comfortable giving you deadline extensions. They'll say you'll have to repeat the class just to get a passing grade. And I've never felt comfortable taking extensions, even though I have those accommodations in college and in K through 12 and in my trade schooling. I've never felt comfortable taking those accommodations. I am very bright. I just don't like taking those accommodations. It's just when you're balancing a lot of things, and that's one of the reasons I use the HP90 course, is the fluctuation to know what is enough. Do I have time in the schedule to do all the stuff? That's why I chose SNHU. It allowed me the flexibility I needed to pursue my dream and get a college degree without wrecking what I've managed to gather since I graduated high school. Because I was not in the greatest shape when I finished high school. This is one of the classes I'm in this term. I've just finished Module 3. This class is Ethics and Global Social Studies. My other class is Diverse Historical Narratives. Yes, I know that title. When history comes back to bite you like a bad dog at a family picnic is funny. I did that so Anna could laugh. She's my official squirrel catcher. These are what I am dealing with right now. The state I'm in usually gets hot around July and August. That's why I have the term off. So I don't want to be trying to do my schoolwork in the heat. So yeah, I don't feel like playing hopscotch in the heat. Let's see if the website's working this time. If not, I'm not going to be able to pull up the website if it doesn't cooperate with me today. The website might be down. And it looks like it's down right now. Well, I guess it is. Hey, at least I tried. You can't blame me for not trying to show ya. Now can ya? Sometimes I just sit staring at a blank screen, and while I'm trying to finish, when I'm not running around, as some would say, with my head cut off, trying to schedule rides, doctor's appointments, calling the pharmacy, finishing up assignments. I'm working on my stories and connecting with heart breathings. We are about to start our writing rough draft challenge. And I'm also trying to get that ready. And this month was like lightning hitting a tree. And I happened to be standing underneath that tree. And I'm just sitting here trying to finish a scene for the silver tooth. And I'm still thinking about what the transport dispatcher said. And how do I find the headspace to create when a system is trying to crush me? And I'm like, how do I push out imposter syndrome when so much wants to strangle me? How do I find the creative spirit to let myself be creative, but also grounded in reality when so much of my life is chaotic? How do I give myself over to these stories that I write if so much of my soul is taken by the creative, by the chaoticness of my life? I know it seems counterproductive, running Ashen Oak Press and running everything else. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And take life by the horns, as my grandfather was famously to say. We are now moving from the slow drip faucet season into something new. April 1st is the line in the sand. Once Anna's roommate is gone, the frequency on this channel will increase. No more pre-packaged content. We're going to increase everything more. So hopefully you will subscribe and follow along on this journey as we try to improve our content. Like and subscribe.